Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How you doing? Hello, Nikki, Cobius, Sturdy Old Man, Tommy J. Who else? I know Brock's here. I think that's it, right? Who did I miss? Bill's here. Okay. And just to let all the moderators know that there could be some possible trolling going on. So I don't have my phone's dead and I can't see the YouTube feed, so you guys are going to have to handle it, which I know that you're more than capable of doing. Hey, David, how are you? Um, I would go into the whole background, but I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet and let it go for right now, anyway. Nikki, was I doing my hair? Was that what you were asking? Nikki, I don't have any hair. I was combing my beard though. It needs to be cut. Anyway, hey, Stuck, how you doing? Anybody else I didn't catch? Hip is here. Hip, how you doing? I'm glad everybody could make it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to, Nikki. Um, they want me to, but I'm not going to. At least not right now, unless they really start to get nasty. But and if any of them do it, like I said before, and I've always said on here, if they come on and they're decent and not cussing and not abusive, they can voice their opinion of what they think about me and whatever. That's not a problem. I don't care. Everybody's got their opinion. I always thought that if you didn't like somebody, especially on YouTube, and you had the ability to go click and you were off, why would you have to bitch, moan, and complain about somebody and what they're doing on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the YouTube community. But is Gator here? Hey, Jake, how you doing? So anyway, I got my computer set up this morning, got the camera, got the green screen back on, and I am definitely home. Had an absolutely great time, met some really good people that are on here, obviously. Hey, Joe. Um, and I'm hoping to meet everybody else when they get here. I know Robert Mack's on his way. I'm hoping. I'd like to meet Nikki. I'd like to meet Joe. I'd like to meet Jake. I'd like to meet everybody that's in the chat right now. That's for sure. But I got to finally meet Mitch, who's an awesome guy, and got to meet Tom, who I met before. Uh, got to meet Kevin, 30 and a Wake Up. Um, got to meet Mark, of course, which made me hate Australians even more. He's not in here, so I can rib him a little bit. But anyway, great guy. Met his. I'm just going to call her your wife because I always get confused. But nice lady. We all went out to dinner. We had a good time. I had a great time. My wife and the kids had a great time. Um, only little bit of a bummer when she went over to go to school, but that one day turned into a semi nightmare. Yeah, yeah, me too, Nikki. When was the last time you were here in Thailand? Yeah, 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 Mark. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably jump on unless he's busy doing something, which could very well be. I did not know that. What's the audio and the video? Is it decent? Should be 720, I think, on the StreamYard deal, unless I want to pay more money and then I could get 1080. But I don't know if anybody really wants to look at me in that kind of detail. But hey, Andy, um, I'm really looking forward. Yeah, I am too, Gator. Um, Definitely, a lot of good people. I didn't get to meet some people that I wanted to meet over in God, my mind went. But anyway, I didn't get to meet everybody, but I did meet. I think it's Nick Dunn and NDI TV for a second. We went over and had lunch or breakfast at the same place, or lunch. It was an English thing. The food was good, and he came over and talked for a minute. Seems like a really nice guy. I did finally get to stay up or in and out of sleep last night, and got to watch a little bit of it because I think he stays on for like 3 hours or something. And I'm not a night person, as you all know. Australia, Nikki. I didn't see. Did you answer, Nikki? When the last time you were here? Hey, Tom, how you doing? Thanks. It should be. I mean, this microphone's pretty cool. I really like it. For the price of it, it was. I think it sounds pretty good, but I'm not a sound guy. And I think the video should be decent. That little camera I bought's 1080. Uh, is it expensive stuff? No. And who was saying 720? Somebody said. It should be 720. 720 here. Okay, cool. Thanks, dirty old man. Um, the bus trip was good. My ass wasn't. Definitely not the seats. I'm not the lightest guy in the world either. So, it was a little bit better, but not great. I won't be. I won't be traveling on the bus anymore. I do plan on heading down to Rayon, Pattaya area in the next month. Anyway, I'll probably take the Forza. We do have a four-door truck too, a D-Max. So I mean, I could take that, but I like to leave that here for my wife. Um, no, the train. I guess you could take a train. I've never been on the train here in Thailand. I have been on the bus 4 or 5 times now. I think that once the kids get back in school, if I've got to travel over to Bangkok, I'm just going to fly. And flying, of course, I could fly. It's just that I still have to fly into Bangkok, and then from Bangkok, either take a van, which is like my wife just got back. It was like a 3 hour or something, 3 hour van ride. Same thing when I went to Hua Hin and to see Joe and Pachuap. I flew into Bangkok and took a van. It was cheap, 280 baht or something, down to Hua Hin, and then I rented a scooter and drove down to Pachuap. But I do want to get on the Forza and head out. Wife's not going to be happy. I can talk openly because she's already went to work, but it's time for me to get on the bike, man. I need to get on 2 wheels. Of course, if a lot of people knew that I was on a Honda, it probably wouldn't go over big in the United States. But Lost in Australia, how you doing? Um, and yeah, take a train. Yeah, my daughter's got a real good friend in Chiang Mai, and my wife says there's a real fancy type train that you have your own compartment. It's got beds, it's got a bathroom, it's got a shower. It's like a little, you know, 2 beds, I think. So we might do that. Like I told you before, she's got to burn a couple of weeks between now and the end of the year for her vacation, because obviously we haven't been traveling too much because of the situation. But I think the way everything's lightening up now, if you've gotten vaccinated, I don't see any reason why you can't be traveling around. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but you know, yeah, she does take real good care of me, real good care. She's a good woman. I'm a lucky man, as you heard out of my mouth many times. But I don't see any reason why not to travel. I mean, that's what people are going to be coming to Thailand for. Um, I still am hoping they haven't said no, and they haven't said yet yes, but on the entertainment venues. But now there's some little whispering and crap going around saying maybe November, the first week in November, opening up some of the entertainment venues, which would, I know, help a lot of people. But if you're coming for that reason, like I said, I don't put anybody down for what they want to do with their life. If I was 35 years old and coming to Thailand single, I'd probably be there and running around and probably be dead. So luckily I didn't. As you all know, the first time that I really came to Thailand was 2008. Spent 8 months in Kamala. Never frequented one bar for 2 beers to meet a YouTuber, and the rest of the time I was just kind of going through my depression or whatever. And like the way things worked out, I got lucky, and through a friend met my wife and moved to Surin, and been in Surin I think 2 years now, and been married for a little bit over a year. And if I'm missing something, guys, you know how good I am on this stuff. Just put it up again. 15 years ago, my friend. I can put it up here though and read it. You got to get used to this stuff. I'm not tops on it. 15 years ago, a friend of mine drove 6 hours to see me. His wife slept on a mattress. Out of a truck on her camper, she couldn't handle it. Yeah, yeah. And now that kind of brings up something with me too. Went over to the house yesterday, and was I completely happy? No, not really. But it is moving along. Painting was done inside. Then I hired the air conditioning guys. They put in all 5 of the air conditioners in a day and a half, and they are awesome. They're top of the line. Samsung, I'll do a little video on it. I didn't want to do a video over there. They still haven't freaking put in the counters in the kitchen or the island. And I got a little bit aggravated. The Farang and me come out a little bit, but I try to calm it down. My wife's got me trying to live the Thai mentality of everything's going to be all right. It's hard for someone like me from what I've come through in my life, but they so we put in the air conditioners, and now last night I go outside. I was in doing some paperwork about the house and making sure all the costs are together, but I hear the truck start up. I go out there, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law took off, went over to the house with a lamp, some sleeping stuff, and a fan, and they spent the night. They came back at about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning when the workers obviously got back over there, because that, I've got some stuff over there. There's toilets and stuff in there, but the more expensive stuff now is the air conditioners, and they did a great job. Cost a little bit extra, but they moved them on the outside so that they were a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. They put some covers over the copper because we had to go a little ways on the only one on the inside. The rest of them are directly through, and maybe a little bit on the outside. But they did a great job. So I'm hoping that I think they're pretty much done painting the inside. They have to paint the front and get the glass put in, which is supposed to happen today. And once they do that, I can have the guy that's building what I'm calling a carport cover from the front of the house all the way out to the front gate, and then around the side, covering what's going to be the Thai kitchen. Let's see. I'm glad you guys are talking amongst each other. But so anyway, it looks okay. Like I said, I maybe I have a little bit. The guy really helped me out. Her brother, cousin, they're all brothers, that did it. I mean, he did me a favor in the beginning. He drew the plans, which I'm sure would have been 100,000 or more, for nothing, and got everything started and went to the city. And then, well, I thought he was only going to be building our house, but he ended up building 2 more. And then, of course, China's steel doubled and everything else. A lot of people, they might have walked away. Hey Gary, how you doing? Hey Waza. Hey Robert, down low is here. How you doing down low? It's hard for me to get mad at the guy. I've helped him out a little bit. It's easy for me to help out because the money that I do give him to keep going here in Thailand, or at least through the loan we have, the bank gives us the money, or my wife the money, and then she gives it to the contractor or the builder. So whatever I give him 100,000 baht. I take that off the top and then give it back to him, give him the rest. So he's a great guy. He's a good builder. My house, I'm more than happy with the way it was built. If you guys have watched through it, I mean, it's never going to come down in my lifetime, the kids' lifetime, and their kids and their kids. I mean, he did a fantastic job. Hey, Covius. Hey, Al, how you doing? Glad you could all make it. Got a lot of new subs, man. It's been from Richard. Richard's awesome. I think since I've done his show on Saturday, not this Saturday, a week, I think I've gotten 170 subs or something. It's unbelievable. And then James is great, Chocolate Man in Thailand. He always gives me a big shout out, even when I'm not on Richard's show. He gives me a great shout out. So a lot of good people. Like I said, I'm glad you guys. No, he's I don't know. I talked to him last night or texted with him. I'm talking about Mitch last night, and I think he went to bed late. I think he's sleeping in and taking a hey Mike's, how you doing? Taking a break from uh, sleep, getting up early and running around and looking at condos and trying to do all that crap. And I think he I don't know, but he's busy. I think. Me. Glad to hear that. Lost in Australia. Most of the people are good. I mean, even in the, I even in the past stuff, I thought some people were good, and it just didn't turn out that way, and um, I don't know. I'm gonna leave well enough alone and until I get attacked again, and then maybe I'll do something. Maybe I won't. I'm not gonna try to feed anybody that wants to do stuff with me. Like I said, the great thing about YouTube is you don't have to watch me. You know, you can do whatever you want to about tearing somebody down or whatever. But the simple thing is just don't watch. You know. His 49ers play. Yeah, probably. That's one thing I kind of miss, and I haven't ever since I've been in Thailand almost, well, pretty much 3 years now. And I just got set up by Tom, Thailand Digital Nomad, and we're going to finish it when I move over to the house, and I got to pay for some stuff and get some other stuff. And anyway, I'm going to get the American football games. I like NASCAR and that kind of stuff, and I can watch that again. It's really kind of hard for me with my knees the way they are. They need to be replaced. And I'm on the second floor up here. And believe it or not, going up is not a problem. It's going down and trying to keep them from buckling. It's bone on bone. And that's the hard thing. So I don't travel up. But the new house, we designed it so that, the master, everything's downstairs. The only thing that's upstairs is 2 bedrooms. So, I got the kitchen there. I'll have the living room. I'll set that up. I'd like to have a nice chair, and we have a nice couch, and I might upgrade the TV. I don't know yet. It seems like everything is real costly. So start packing over the next few weeks. You're gonna move to a tropical island. Cool. You always made sense, Mike's. I enjoyed Mike's when he was doing all his live streams. I don't know, a year ago, Mike's. I don't even know. It's been a while. Um, but you always had the right idea. It sounded good to me, except I didn't want to live in Bangkok. But if I was wanting to travel and I had, now you got Gracie and she's your wife and you can go do what you want to. I'm in a little bit different situation. But if I was in that situation, I probably would have thought about Bangkok as a central hub so I could just jump on. He's got the Asia Air Pass too and go wherever we want to go. But it just doesn't work for me. So I'm hoping to maybe I'm hoping to get a condo over towards Pattaya way. Maybe we'll see what happens. Let's see. Donald's probably got the good idea. Haters gonna hate, and the only thing, yeah, exactly. I just don't. Sometimes I just don't understand it. Like I said, am I going to get along with every single person I meet? Probably not. More so now in my life, the last 15, 20 years than over 20 years ago. I didn't get along with most people at all. But, I'm not going to get along with everybody, but I'm not going to crucify them either. I'm just going to let stuff go. But, yeah, I know. But according to my wife, Mike's, they extended it till March, I think. I'll have to check on it. You get all the emails and all that stuff too. I got to change my email addresses and stuff. I've got stuff that I used to use for work that I get 150 emails a day from people that I used to do business with 30 years ago. So I got to get a new. Maybe I'll get a Gotta Love Thailand something or other. I should do that anyway. Is Asia Air Pass unlimited flights? Yeah, you only pay, like for me to jump on a one-way ticket from Buriram to Bangkok is 150 baht. You basically pay the tax. So what is that? $4. I don't even know. So it's really really cheap. The only thing like Mike's, I know he upgrades to he's a tall guy, to a more legroom seat and stuff like that. But yeah, it's an awesome deal. Uh, but like I said, if we can't use it, I was glad to hear they extended it till March. That helps out big time. Once before the year. Yeah, I used it one time to go to Bangkok. So me and my wife and back. So it basically paid for one of us. So I didn't really lose anything. Um, David's called jealousy. Yeah, I know. You're absolutely right, Waza. Absolutely right. Um, and a lot of people, I don't know. They first off, I don't have the light on. Is the lighting all right? Or I don't have to turn the light on. Anyway, um, they say that that, oh, I'm just doing this for fun and for my family and stuff like that. And some of them are true, you know, but they, in some cases, no, they're 100% trying to make money off of YouTube and will do anything that they can to do it. And if it means stepping on people and doing whatever they got to do, they're going to do it. But anyway, AirAsia 155. Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. And you know what? And I don't know how you do it, but I just started looking at stuff out in November, December, to maybe do something. Maybe just me on the week during the week. Is it easier to just get one way stuff? I know you pay a little bit more, but my hands getting tired from writing down. What time do I leave Buriram, and what time do I get to Bangkok, and what time does the plane from Bangkok leave to wherever I want to go, and the one trying to do a round trip deal. I've kind of noticed that just booking it one way is the way to do it. You let me know. I think so though. Uh, Tom had to leave. Oh, Tom left. Okay. Looks fine. Cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't have my light on. I can show you the difference. Yeah, I don't think I need it. It's a little bit darker now. The thing's gonna fall down. I'm not set up that. I kind of threw it all together when I got home. The sound's good. I'm guessing. I usually do one way. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do when I end up doing it. Yeah, it'd be fun. Well, they're not offering it for sale right now, Waza. They only offer it all of a sudden. I get notified because I've had it twice now, and I'm sure Mike's does too. Is they'll notify you and say we're going to have a unlimited deal at 12 midnight in 3 days, and boy, I'll tell you, by 20, in 20 minutes they're gone. They sell them out real quick. If they're having problems, yeah, but like with me, I think this one was, and Mike's probably knows better. I got the Alzheimer thing, but I think they were 3,500 baht. I paid for me and 3,500 for my wife. And if you for two of us to go somewhere, it's going to cost 3,000 baht anyway. I just to lose what 30 to lose $200. It really, I'll take the shot at if they fold, then I lose $200. But hey, Soy Mafia, how you doing? AirAsia has a lot of different companies. Yeah, I don't know too much about them. Obviously, you probably do, Lost Australia. Different companies, as far as I know. The only Aries. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I know that Knock Air and what is it, Thai Air or something like that. I think they're in and out of bankruptcy or something. But like I said, it was nice that they're going to push it till March. That makes it, if things open up in November 1st and they do what they're going to say, traveling is probably going to be a pretty good deal here. Because, like I said, I don't think it's not going to just be, throw a switch on and there's going to be 50 million people flooding across into Thailand. Just ain't going to happen. But, for me, I like it to be a little less crowded. Maybe that's selfish, not great for Thailand, but So I want to travel during this time. It it's what I like, you know. Hey Craig, how you doing? Andy does. Yeah, it's I don't know. I like it. It's always been clean. I've never had a bad experience. I think Mike's has a couple of times, but I never have. You're taking off, Jake. All righty. You take care too. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to. I'm on the Forza. It's ready to go. Everything's on side boxes, back box, front and rear camera, GPS. Everything's ready to go. So, and I've only gotten, I think I got 600 kilometers on it, 700, 1,000 is when you take it in. So I'm going to jump in. I know that James is talking about uh, either getting one or renting one. I know Joe and Chuck have been talking about it for hell over a year. And so I'm going to meet up with some of these people. And I know Kevin's going to start cruising around. And when I was there, I talked to him a little bit about it, that if he's on his little cruise around Thailand doing his videos, and he's close to me, I'll take off on the Forza for a day or two, not to bother him, but to have lunch, talk to him, see how everything's going. He's a great guy. In fact, if you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, he's new here in Thailand, but he had 75,000 subscribers on a van channel. He lived in a van off grid for a while in the United States, and obviously had good luck with that channel. So he's going to be good and a lot better than me. He's going to have a lot more content. But so I'm planning on getting on it. Like I said, the wife's not going to be real freaking happy about it, but it's the way it goes. Lighting was better with the other one on face. Okay, I'll put that on. I can turn it on here. Maybe I can get it. Is that better? Yeah, that looks a little better. Do you really want to see that much of me? I always try to get an exit. Yeah, exactly. And I do that too if I'm going on there. The seats aren't, you're talking about from Buriram to Bangkok, I think is an hour and 15 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't even remember. But it seems like as soon as you get up, you're on your descent and your approach to the airport. And most of the places are like that around Thailand. I do want to go, like I said before, either we're going to take a train to Chiang Mai out of Bangkok, that train that my wife was telling me about, or maybe just me and my wife will go and we'll fly into Bangkok and fly to Chiang Mai. I've never been there, neither has she. So thanks for putting that up, Joe. So Nikki, you taking off? You're going to finally go to sleep? Thanks for stopping by. Can't wait to meet you, Nikki, when you get here. A lot of people will. Hopefully, we'll all get together. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to use the ASIAR. Even if I'm flying for a couple of days, I'll fly into Bangkok. And even if I'm not, even if I jump off and take a van ride down, I'll go down for a couple of days or a day to see Joe and put you up and then come back. It's really, I'm different than most of the people that are here that have Thai wives that travel with them. My wife travels with me, but we just don't do it that often because she works for the government. So she only gets a certain amount of time off. So I think during the week, Monday through Friday, she works 5 days a week, one Saturday a month. But during those times, she gets up early, makes me breakfast usually. I finally talked her out and I can make my own coffee because usually I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. She didn't have to be to work till 8:30. So, but during the week, I see her maybe a half hour, an hour in the morning. And then when she comes home, she'll talk to the kids, talk to her mom, that kind of stuff. They usually eat different food than I do. So they eat together and then I'll eat. So I maybe see her an hour, 2 hours at night. So I'm going to try to limit my traveling, especially on the Forza, between Monday and Friday. I think it's respectful to her. She likes to spend time with me. God knows why. But yeah, party in my house, no problem. I'm hoping. I think it's going to be. She wants me to have the plunge pool in, the koi pond in, and that's going to take me about 3 months. So if we get in there in November sometime, December, January, I'm going to say March or April, there'll be a big party. As long as you can find parking and stumble your way up to the house, you can come to the wedding and the house blessing. It'll be a fun time. I'll have plenty of food and plenty of booze. I'm not a drinker, but some people are. I've noticed that most of them. The only thing I ask my wife is if her family is going to get hammered, I don't want them to drive home. We'll hire somebody just to take people home, because that's all I need is on the day that we did all this, that somebody got killed for some stupid reason. So there will be vehicles there to take people back to wherever they came from. Yeah, I've never flown in there. Now, are they open now? I don't think, or at least right now, at least with Asia Air or Air Asia, there's not a flight from. See, I'm close to Buriram, closest airport to me. I'm almost an hour, but I don't think there's anything out of Buriram straight to Rayong. That would be the best way to go, and maybe they will. Maybe once everything starts going, it would be nice if somebody bought and invested in that boat that goes from Rayong, Pattaya over to Hua Hin. Because if they would have had that going when I was there, we would have went over and just spent the day, around there. We've been there, or I've been there twice, and I like it over there. Plus, I'd like to meet Johnny. He seems like a good guy. I know that Esquire's not there anymore. I know the last time I was there, I saw him walking down the street. I think I mentioned that before. But anyway, so I'm hoping. I don't know now. They may fly. Nok Air might fly there, and that wouldn't be completely out of the question. And we've got only Gator who actually eats candy corn. Does anyone? Yeah, oh yeah, you bet. Candy corn. That's it. In fact, my wife that passed away, that was her favorite thing. She couldn't wait for Halloween so she could go get a big ass bag of candy corn. I don't know if that's good or not. If I'm admitting to it, is that bad? Dirty old man. I use Air Asia. Yeah, I'm hoping. A lot. It's kind of hard right now because I have that pass. I automatically check Air Asia stuff, but I should start checking Nok Air. But if I do get a condo over there on the water, it's probably going to be me that it's going to be going there. I'll probably take the truck, although I do like to, like I said before, leave that for them in case something happens. But even on the scooter, I'll go on Monday, blow out Sunday night or early Monday morning and spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and come back on Friday. Do that once a month. The ones that I'm looking at, the upkeep and stuff on it is really reasonable. So, and the view's awesome. Yeah, glove of sugar. That's all it is sugar. I probably won't be eating any of it. I haven't had any, I want to say, since before she passed. And she passed in 2018. So I want to say maybe the Halloween in 2017. Probably the last time I had any. Do they celebrate Halloween here? I'm sure the bars do when they're open. Just for, get foreigners to walk in. All over Bangkok. Oh, really? I didn't know that. And parties all over Bangkok. Cool costume fashion. Cool. Did not know that. And I should put up the link. You want to come on, Brock? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, let me put up the link. It's got to be an easier way to do this. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I will. And anybody else that's interested, like I said, is let's see. There you go. So, yeah, I don't think no Halloween candy for me. I need to start. I'm starting back at the gym tomorrow. Actually, that's kind of been closed down, and it'll be good to get back in there. The pub is doing a party costume. Cool. I'm sure he'll do a live stream online. Hey, I didn't get to meet him when I was there, Mr. Egg, but I will next time. Like I said, I'm going to go again. So let's see. Where do we want this one? Hey, Brock, how you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, everybody.
But I will next time. Like I said, I'm going to go again. Bill wants to come on. Sure, why not? Bill, go on.
Off to that electrified side.
How you doing?
Putting the pressure on early with those birdies
Morning,
2,
Bill.
3, and 4. But
Can you hear us, Bill?
She dug deep. It's like PGO.
Only come on for a little bit just to show you that I really am eating candy corn.
Ah, there it is. Oh, the little pumpkin. Okay. And the true right there.
There's the real
original.
candy corn.
Yeah,
But that's
the
all I got
original.
left. This is all I got left in my bowl. So
What do they? Brock? Do you guys celebrate Halloween in Australia?
Not to the same extent as in America. Certainly, some people run around. Some kids go running around trick or treating. I don't. I don't see the point in it.
That one shot is released.
You know, I'm hearing somebody's got a television show on or something.
Perpetuates a tradition
Oh.
of nobility. Deep
Is that Bill?
that was
there
me.
he
I'm
goes.
sorry.
That's okay.
Forgot I had my headsets on. I forgot the TV was on in the background. So
Whenever you have, the kids involved in anything, whether it be Easter or Christmas or whatever, it's always fun. Little kids. And towards the end of when I lived up in the mountain, I lived up in the high Sierras above Fresno, up by Bass Lake. And there, I was on 5 acres, so there was very few people. When I was younger, we had houses crammed, right next to each other, similar to what they do in here in Thailand. But it just seems like a lot of people just wouldn't let their kids go, or you could register as a safe house. You just got sick bastards with their razor blades and, narcotics and shit, So that kind of put a damper on it. I know that one year we did register at a safe house, but we were in the middle of nowhere. So the 2 or 3 kids we got, boy, they got, half a bag of candy each, so we cleaned out what we bought. So we didn't do it much after that. But when we were younger, boy, it was a big deal. But even back then, when I was younger, they always said, check your candy, and the parents anyway. I had my kids and we did a little bit, but not much. I didn't want it. The best thing to do is take your kid out, let them trick or treat. When they get home, take their bag from them, throw all that candy out, all the stuff you bought, fill their bag up with candy and give it back to them. That way you don't have to worry about what some idiot put in there.
yeah, I guess I'm kind of lucky. I'm in a part here in Erie where there's no kids. So for the last 15, 20 years, nobody comes around trick or treating anymore. So.
I mean, we were pretty rotten when we were kids, but it kind of get annoying. We made my cousin in the San Fernando Valley. He's been doing it. Takes him. In fact, I should write him. I haven't talked to him in a while. Anyway, he does a big thing. It takes him almost a week to set up his Halloween display for his house, haunted house, everything for the kids. He does it every year. And he loves it. He has a good time. But me, I never really got into, dressing the place up or anything. But is she going to cook, Brock? She's headed to the kitchen? Meatballs?
Yeah. No, making lunch.
Okay.
Noodle soup today.
Noodle soup. Oh, that's a quiet one. Tell her to go with meatballs. We want to hear.
Go with the meatballs, so you can grind, so you can hit the grinder.
So, just to let anybody know that hasn't seen my living room before, my wife's behind me too, but she hasn't spoken to me in the last 5.5 years since she went into that container back there. So
yeah, I have mine. You know what I got? I got it right here, Will.
Yeah.
I got the little deal. She's right there. Take her with me everywhere I go. And had it around my neck when I was in the hospital. I'm sure she helped me out. Why everybody wants me to live, I don't understand, but I'll take it now. I got a good woman. Couldn't ask for better. What could you ask for better than retired in Thailand? Again, I'll say it. If you're not going to retire in your home country, come give Thailand a chance, man. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Well, I don't know if we're in the aches and pains section yet, but
Sure, always.
you'll
Stereotype.
notice I do have my dentures in tonight.
Yeah.
I have an appointment on November 2nd to get my impressions for my permanent denture. And
Now, I know a lot of people come here, don't they, Bill? A lot of people come to Thailand to get those permanents put in because it's reasonable or
Or
something.
the implants, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these are just regular dentures, and they'll be fairly reasonable. But I've my treasury position that I have with my genealogy organization, I've resigned as of November 18th. So right now, I'm thinking with everything going on, I might do Christmas in Thailand.
Oh, good for you. I look forward to meeting you if you do get here, but or when you do get here. Yeah, I got to get my teeth done. I've been putting it off for basically because of COVID. You know, I've just kind of been waiting, but I think it's time to get them cleaned and fixed up and everything. It's been a year. It's a little too long.
Well, I've been following all the open up plans, and I am double vaccinated, and I do have my flu shot, and
I think you're going to be
I
good
may
to
or
travel.
may not get a COVID booster before I leave because there's still some controversy here anyway as to whether, even though I'm diabetic, if I actually do need the COVID booster.
Yeah.
Well, I know
I'm gonna get one if it's offered to me.
Well, even if you're here, I got both my Pfizer and I'll get the booster and all that. I got all mine for free. My wife handled it all, but
right.
I got mine for free. Yeah,
all ours here in the U.S. are free. Basically, they go through Medicare or whatever. But
yeah, I didn't have to. She filled it all out, and I just showed up and stuck my shoulder in the air, and they jabbed me. Yeah, I don't blame you, Jace. That's me. I mean, I'll be going back because I got grandkids and to visit, but I'm not going back. I'll die here in Thailand. They'll burn me, and whoever wants a shot glass full of my ashes, they'll get it.
But at this point, unless something changes, I'm gonna probably just come in on the 30-day stamp at the airport and come in with a confirmed return and just stay for 30 days, and then.
Where are you going to go if you do come? Pattaya?
I'm going to try and travel around, but I'll be based in Korat.
Oh, Korat. Okay. Not far.
Unfortunately,
about 3 hours from me.
That's one of the areas that's not been declared the blue zone. So Udon Thani has, and Buriram City has, and I believe
I don't know if we have a
other
Surin.
place.
I don't know if
Surin was not on there.
Yeah, I don't think so. They don't like us.
But
they're I don't know if you guys watch Maggie's Journey. Anyway, if you should, if you do, she lives there or close to there.
She's actually north of where I would be, and Les's place is east. West.
And then you got to check with Tom.
Place, and Tom's place is actually kind of a little bit north and east. I think if I pinned his place on my map correctly, he's about between Buriram and Korat. Only
because
Buriram would be south and Korat would be southwest.
Hey Gary, how you doing? And I saw Paul's here. Hey, Paul D. Yeah, it's 3 hours. I did a video on it because that's where they do all the where we got our little waterfall feature type thing that we bought and some koi fish. That's where they make all the stuff, and it was interesting. In fact, that's one of the I've got more views on that, except for the Forza, the damn Forza. I did that little thing on all the equipment that I put on it. It's like 6,500 views. That's like way lot for me. I'm usually down 200, 300. But that Korat one got, I think that's over 1,000. So people like that. There's Maggie's. Thanks, Stuck.
Well,
Um,
when I was there in 2006 with my late wife's sister, traveling with them back to Jomtien, she had a place in a fenced development, and she stopped at a place south of Karat along the highway that goes south, and bought some huge pottery elephants to stick in the front of her house. And
yeah,
there was a stretch along there on that highway south. I want to say 224. I don't know. I don't have the maps in front of me.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
it's been 15 years since I've been there. So actually 16 now. But
Well, when we get to doing the landscape on the house, we're planning on making a trip there. Plus, we have to get I'm putting in the little Buddha, I don't know exactly, spirit house or whatever they are. I guess we're going to buy them there. Plus, my wife likes to go around and buy everything around there. So she's going to have a field day. And the way things are going, I'm guessing the end of November. I think I said about a month ago, the end of October, and here we are, the 25th? Son of a gun.
25th.
Anyway, yeah. What am I saying? Hey, Randy, how you doing, sir?
Morning,
Glad you
Randy.
can make it.
Yes.
I know that he had
Well,
mentioned in one of the comments that he had missed a few, so I know he's happy to be here.
I'm also thinking Christmas, New Year's time frame for being there because my 77th birthday will be on December 21st. So,
Day before my birthday.
I was going to say yours is December 22nd, isn't
Second,
it, Dave?
yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe
We'll have a party.
maybe we can have a birthday party together.
You bet. Just let me know where. I'm hoping that when Brock gets here, when we get 5 or 6 more people out of the little community here that's going to show up, we'll have something over in probably Pattaya. There's a lot of people there that that want to meet up and be part of whatever if we do a little thing. So I'm hoping to, because I want to get to meet everybody that I can before I die. And I'm not supposed to say that. My wife doesn't like me talking about dying. Neither does Hip. Hip doesn't like when I talk about dying.
No, she doesn't.
Well, I've been way
here.
back in 1969. I was in Chiang Mai, so that's already off my bucket list. I was in Udon Thani in 1969. I was in Nakhon Phanom, although I was only at the Mystery Air Base in 1969, so I didn't see much of that part of the world.
I'm kind of envious of Mitch because I didn't really know. Now that we've met, we've talked, and obviously we're friends, but I didn't realize that he's been going there since he was 18 years old. I mean, he knows a lot. When I was in Pattaya, he had a business before and everything. He knew pretty much the place all came back to him. He hasn't been there in a while, but he's been there many, many, many times. So I'm kind of envious on one hand. The other hand, that myself, the way I was when I was in my 20s and 30s, I would have been dead. I would have lasted 3 days in Pattaya, and they'd have found my body somewhere.
Well, other than the 3 years that I was stationed over there and met my late wife on the second tour, came back in January of '74, and then we went back 2 years later, 76, 77, and then it wasn't until 2006 till we got back for a month. So basically, since 50 years ago and living there for 3 years, I was only back 2 months over 50 years. So
yeah,
I'm kind of anxious to at least come back to visit. So
yeah, you should. Why not? I mean, if you're capable, that's the way I am right now. Both my knees need to be replaced. I got to do it. I've been threatening to find out from my wife if if her insurance will pay for it. I believe that it's kind of like the U.S. That if I married somebody in the United States, they had to accept them with pre-existing conditions. I think that's pretty much a norm. I'm not sure. When I do find out, I'll let you know. But I got to get them done. The left one is just freaking horrible now. But they both need to be done. I need to get those done. And then as long as I can move around and stuff, I mean, I want to do some traveling. I definitely want to be on the bike and do stuff during the week. Because like I said, I don't get to see her that much during the week anyway. Who's taking off? Somebody. Andy's saying, see ya.
Robert.
Oh,
Mack.
Robert is. Take it easy, Robert.
See you, Robert.
Dave, does anyone show what sparkles in Dave's beard? Is there? Oh, I think it's my green screen. Yeah, it's my green screen thing. I think it looks kind of cool. Gives me that Santa Claus effect, which people are calling me anyway. Nothing new. They've been calling me that since for 20 years. So doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, yeah, I got to trim this. This is getting a little scraggly. But yeah, I would come, Bill, if you could come. Why not? Why you still can? I'll meet up. That's a 3-hour drive for me. That's nothing. Yeah. Plus, I'd like to meet Maggie and her boyfriend and her family. Take them out, get something to eat or something. Meet her face to face. Seems like a great lady. I don't know. First time that I met her was through Richard Travel Show. That night she went on for some reason, and I was awake, and I talked to her, and she's a very level-headed lady, and I just liked her. She's a good one. I don't subscribe to many channels, and I'm subscribed to her channel. But let's see.
I'm subscribed to a lot of them, and kind of follow the different people from.
I'm subscribed.
I don't watch everyone every time, but I do watch pretty much all of Chuck.
I try to watch. I try to watch as much as I can. I phrased that wrong. I sub to a lot of channels. I'm not a member. A paying 99 cents or dollar or whatever.
I don't subscribe to any of those.
Yeah, I got 2 Maggie's and one other, and I can't remember what the other one is. Right up there. I'd like to end up in Thailand, but with how things are, it doesn't look like that will happen. But things will change. Yeah, I don't know why. Why wouldn't it happen? Are you retired, Al, or are you just? Let's see. When I end up in Thailand, yeah. So you don't think you'll be able to retire here? Maybe you could say a little more. What is this one? Cobius. Bye. My late father-in-law was based in Bangkok for 20 years in the 70s, and once they went to Pattaya, she was a young girl. The family were quite traumatized. Yeah. There was one other one that actually I just joined or subscribed to her, and her father just passed away at, I think she said 57. It could have been 67. I don't know. I'm horrible, but he got the jab and got a fever. She took him back in the hospital, gave him medicine, said he doesn't need to be in the hospital. Well, that was like 4 or 5 days ago, and I noticed it popped up that she was at the burning or the ceremony, and her father had passed.
Ned.
So
Ned,
yeah, right.
Eyes of a Thai.
Yeah, Eyes of a Thai. That's.
Oh yes.
I was just watching that a little while ago.
Yeah, I just Mitch said, hey, you might want to check out this channel. Most of the ones he suggests are usually pretty good. I felt for her. She was obviously, when she was first on there, the first time I saw her was when she was saying, I don't know what's the matter with my dad. He's been sick for 3 days, and she was crying, and I felt for her. I'm going, man, this sucks. That's what I was kind of worried about with my father-in-law. Both my mother-in-law and father-in-law are double vaxxed with AstraZeneca, and I hope I'm saying that right. And it's really weird because she's my age. She's 64, but my father-in-law is 75. And when they went in for the first one, she got a shot. He got a shot, obviously. Came home. She was sick for a couple of days. He was out throwing his net as usual. And then when they went in for the second one, it was just the opposite. She was okay, and he kind of felt a little under the weather and slept on the couch. And on me with the Pfizer, arm was sore the first time, sore as hell the second time, but nothing the first time in side effects besides the soreness. And the second one was I was tired. I slept for a lot more than I would in a 2-day period. But otherwise than that, I was fine. A lot of
Yeah.
people say that's because you've already had COVID. And I don't know if that's true or not. I know that there is a test that you can take that will tell whether you've had it or not. Supposedly, that's what they were supposed to be given in the United States before they gave out any vaccines. But this is all according to my friends that are anti-vaxxers in the U.S.
Well, I was
You don't-
actually
you don't-
a Patreon on Niche channel right when she first moved from Patia and moved back to Mukdahan.
Oh wow,
But then she went and changed her name to Pearl and
yeah, that's what the
didn't
name
put
I
out
got was.
the same content that she was putting out before, and I kind of dropped it. So I watch
Yeah,
her occasionally, but
I watched because I felt bad for her and well, kind of wanted to see how things were going to come out with somebody that just got vaccinated and was sick. So anyway, so my in-laws are both done. I'm done. Um, it's kind of a sucky thing. I guess I'll tell you guys. So when I was in Patea, the oldest, the 18-year-old, had to go. Her teacher, who I didn't agree with, my wife wouldn't let me talk to the teacher, said, "You need to come to Bangkok and take a test. You need to come here. You need to go do 3 hours of 3 hours of whatever, getting ready for the test, and then an hour and a half for the test." And then my wife left at 5 o'clock in the morning. The youngest went with her. They were gone. We were supposed to do the meetup. They didn't get to come to the meetup because they didn't get back until 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Well, when I got home yesterday, my wife came up because it was really weird. When I got into the truck, when we got off at the bus station, my wife wanted me to keep my mask on, which you're supposed to, but I usually take it off in the truck. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was weird, but whatever. So we went down. Well, the oldest is now locked in her bedroom across the way. Her best friend that she had lunch with and hugged and did everything tested positive for COVID. And so now she's got to stay in there for 14 days. Doesn't want to come out because she doesn't want to make, grandma, grandpa sick, me sick, or whatever. All because now she's been on the internet. It's a private school, back and forth and doing all of her stuff. Well, why the hell was this person so intent? I think just to show that, hey, I'm a teacher and I can do what the hell I want, and made her go. She said, "I'm on vacation with my family," and the person said, "I don't care, you're going to be here and take the test." So anyway, I told her, I said, "I hope you hugged your teacher before you left and gave her a good kiss on the cheek and rubbed your hand all over her flipping face, and I hope she realizes it." But it's just that simple to get. So I think the only problem that I don't like is she's only been jabbed, like my wife, with been jabbed twice, but with that China one. But she's young, I'm sure she's going to be all right. But she's scared to death she's going to give it to me or give it to her grandma or grandpa or her sister. So I told her, "Well, you just stay in there. If you want anything, here's a bunch of money. Call Panda, have them deliver it. We'll bring it up to you." So she's a good kid and really, really got lucky with the wife, the family, and the kids. But anyway, so that's my little nightmare story from the vacation. Let's see, PCR. And she did, my wife had bought, I guess, she said she bought 2 of those home tests that you can do. She bought them a long time ago and she paid like almost 500 baht a piece for them. And I said, "Oh, what do they cost now? We need to get some so she can test or whatever." And she said they're only 50 baht now. She said they've dropped, which I thought it was going the opposite way. I know they were charging like, what was it, 2,000 baht for a test. It was 6,000 baht when you went into any of the ASQ stuff. So I think it was 2,000, but those are for the brain scrambling ones. I don't know how these ones work.
And Andy made a comment there about the PCR test sucking, if you ask me, and I have to agree with him. I said that's the only thing I'm concerned about is even though
You know-
I've got the double vax.
Did you take the test?
I've never taken a
tell you what,
COVID
when I
test,
went-
and
I
I have
didn't like.
problems with bloody noses. So,
Well, I didn't like the idea of getting my brain scrambled.
well, that's
When I
what
went
I
in that-
mean.
When I went in that last time, when I ate too much sodium, and he met me in the emergency deal and walked me right into the room. First thing he said is, "We got to give you a test." And I said, "Holy crap," because I'm thinking, okay, if I get a false positive, they're going to, I'm not at home. They're going to ship me off to a frickin' something or other. I didn't like it. But as soon as I thought I just couldn't stand it and wanted to go F you and yell the thing, they went, "Isn't it?" And it was done. And to tell you the truth, it wasn't that bad. It was over in like 2 seconds. And so I guess what I'm saying is it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be.
Well,
But,
I'm sure.
and they know immediately.
If
I mean, they
only
knew
stuck
awful
it
quick.
Up, if they only stuck it up my left nostril, it'd be okay. But my right
So just tell
nostril
'em.
is
Tell 'em.
subject to bleeding. So
Yeah, tell them that. I don't think they have a problem. I think they can get enough out of one side. But what I did know is, okay, I was in there. After that, he took it off. He checked me, put me on oxygen. Realized had an X-ray come in real quick. But I want to say about 45 minutes later, I was rolling down between where this is a private hospital, same one that I was in for 2 months with that tube in my mouth, same doctor, same everything. And they were rolling me to ICU for a night. And I went by where I go to get my blood tested every 3 months. And they came out when I was rolling by and said, "You're fine." So within a half hour, 45 minutes, I guess, depending on the load, they know whether you have it or not. It was really quick. I was really surprised, put it that way. I was surprised. So then I went there and they wanted me to be all ginger. I crawled out of the bed. They wanted to pull me over on a thing and put me in the one. Thank God I was out of. The nurses were great. Like I said before many times, I don't think I could have got any better care than I got in Thailand here in the United States. And I've seen some of the best. My wife was at Stanford for they're supposed to be the best in the world for leukemia and for transplants. And I got just as good a care there as my wife got over there. Maybe a little bit more people. She had 30 people around her pretty much constantly. But the care I got in here in Thailand, top notch. And I hear it in Bangkok Hospital, it could possibly even be better. But my doctor, he saved my life. I wouldn't go to anybody else. I'm glad I'm here in Surin. That's another thing my wife's worried about. If I hit the road, if something happens to me, where are you going to go? So hopefully I'm going to be with somebody. Did I miss anything?
If it is still a requirement in December when I'm ready to come, like I said, I haven't booked anything yet, but the 72 hours before you fly will probably still be required. So I guess I'll find out when they do that one if I'm going to have any issues with my nose.
Yeah, I would tell them that your one side is do they have to go up both nostrils? Is one side good enough because your other side is prone to bleeding?
Yeah.
And see what they say. They might just say no, one side's good.
Or I'll let them do it and cause my nose to bleed, and then maybe I can get my nose fixed at the same time.
You know what? My one friend, and I don't remember the name of the stuff, but it's he called me up, and like I said, they're anti-vaxxers. He's my age. His girlfriend's niece was 25 years old. She got COVID. She took this. What it is she took the animal version, which is a wormer, a dewormer.
The horse wormer.
Horse wormer. And she took it, and 3 days later, she had a little bit of a cold, and COVID was gone. So he wanted me to try to find it here in Thailand. My wife's sister, cousin, works in the pharmacy. You heard me talk about it before. She immediately said, "Oh, they use this for COVID." And so I said, "Well, I'm going to just go check." And I went, and they make them in 3, 6, and 12 milligrams. I don't know what the regimen is, but I went for the human consumption ones, and they wanted 1,050 baht for 2 pills. So obviously somebody's jumping on the bandwagon because I'm going to imagine 3 years ago, they were probably 10 baht. So, so anyway, but he found some out of India or out of Germany. He sends me stuff every day. And to each their own. Like I said, do I think I would have gotten vaccinated if I had the choice and if I wasn't planning on traveling, which I do have the choice? I probably wouldn't have. I just don't think they tested it good enough. If it does what it says it does, that's great. But, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a vaccine. I got a polio vaccine when I was a kid. That kept me from getting polio. If I've got this COVID vaccine, it does not keep me from getting COVID, but supposedly not keep me from going in the hospital, which I understand. Overloading the hospitals is not a good thing, but you still get it. You can still transmit it. I can still give it to somebody else. So I don't know.
I got a flu shot 2 weeks ago, and I still don't know what the flu shot's going to keep me from getting.
Yeah, I don't know. Cancer.
I've been getting the flu shot for years. And
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if it'll work or not because I haven't had the flu.
I've never taken the flu shot. I don't know why. I had it offered to me for free, and I didn't take it when I was working as a building engineer in Fresno at a big university hospital, actually a trauma center there too. 3-story state-of-the-art teaching facility. I was the building engineer there.
Of course,
And
I kind of look at it like James does. James is 21-year Air Force, but he's more modern 21 years than my 21 years. I retired back in the early 80s.
yeah, the service
So,
the service
but
guys,
even what
they
he
got
was
it
saying,
nailed.
yeah, I mean, I was an officer, so I didn't quite go through the same regimen as the enlisted people did, but I know there was many a times when the whole unit had to go march over to the dispensary and get
Yeah,
shot for
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Who knows
I think
what?
James was it James that whipped out his vaccination card. It was
It
about
might have
4
been
feet
him.
long.
Yeah.
4 feet long or something. The most important thing is the health system does. Yeah, exactly, Covius. That's one reason. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have, but maybe I would have. If I would have been under the understanding and the belief that I still don't believe that it's completely safe. I don't know what's going to happen in 2-3 years. But do I have a choice? No. I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my kids. I want to see my family, the rest of my family. I want to see my friends. So, because I'm a firm believer that come December, you're not going to be able to go anywhere unless you've got a card that says you've been vaccinated. I don't care where you're going. So, and
Well,
I've got the one.
It's still really interesting in some parts of the U.S., at least here. I'm in northwestern Pennsylvania, and the Delta variant is just as prevalent here as it is everywhere else. But,
Right.
Yeah,
I don't,
if
like
I
I said,
go to church, I got to wear a mask. I take my brother around for all of his chemo stuff, and any doctor's office we walk into or dentist office, you have to wear a mask. At least the dentist office, you can take your mask off once you're sitting in a chair. Doctor's office, you got to leave it on all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
All the doctors, of course, they have their mask on. You go in most places like Rite Aid or Walgreens or any of them. They have signs that if you've got the double shots, you don't have to wear a mask. Then they've got other stores like Giant Eagle, the grocery chain, and they say even though you're fully vaccinated, we encourage you to wear your masks. And all the wait staff, cashiers, and everybody all have to wear masks. So,
Well, I think everything
some
here
of
in
these
Thailand
places,
is
some
the same.
people have masks, some people don't.
Yeah, everything here has pretty much stayed the same. I haven't heard anything saying you don't need to have a mask when you're inside a truck. You don't need this. It's pretty much you got to have a mask on. And people that don't wear masks, I mean, I understand it, but I'm in Thailand. I'm in somebody's country that's not my own.
Right.
And I'm here as a guest, and I'm happy to be here. And so I'm going to do what they want me to do. But like, not an anti-vaxxer, just pro-choice. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people have said, well, what about, Phuket? It isn't turned into the sandbox of what they said. Say, the only thing that I can see is, it wasn't the perfect, deal, but they didn't give up on it. And now the hospitals are way, down on having full beds. Less people are dying. They keep coming down, and the recovery rates keep going up. So unless they have a big giant, where all of a sudden after November 1st, they let people come in, they open up the entertainment venues, and we go from 9,000 cases a day to 50,000. I think they're going to hang with it. I don't think they have a choice. They got to just keep getting people vaccinated. That's another reason taking it. My wife says, are the Thai people, are they excited about it? No, they don't really want to take it, but they know that they need to reach that plateau so that the Thailand can open up. And that's the only way that they're going to be able to, survive, eat, and anything that they're going to do. So I had no choice. I can't enter. Yeah, exactly. That's the way it is. And I've got mine, and I've got kind of an official deal with a bar code or whatever that code is on there. But they said for 50 baht, I can go to the second floor of the government hospital, and they'll give me an actual passport that I've been vaccinated. But the one I've got is good enough, I think. It's got the batch number. It's all official. They gave it to me when they gave me the second shot. But I had a friend that went in, and he said he just got a piece of paper that had a bunch of scribbles on it, and he's not happy with that at all. So I'll have to ask him if he went to the government hospital and got a real one. Clean up the COVID. So we see. Let's see. That was you, Brock? The Thai age stuff.
Yeah.
Non-carrying workers.
I see we still got the battering going on between Dirty Old Man
Oh yeah.
and Tip,
There's the Australian.
formerly known as Huawei.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And supposedly my wife said that there's something similar that she has, and I guess I have, on a Thai website of some sort, but I haven't seen that one. No masks outside here in November in Australia, Andy. No masks outside. The thing about no masks outside here in November is you're in Australia, so no one can go outside. So it doesn't matter whether you got a mask or you don't have a mask.
I can go outside.
Can you?
Yeah, we can go anywhere we like in Western Australia.
Yeah, I feel they got to do something about that too. I don't know. Australia doesn't. I don't know much about Australia. Do they depend on tourism? Big? I would think
No.
they do a little bit, right? No. What about in Sydney and shit?
There are tourist spots, but
Gold Coast, right? Gold Coast,
yeah,
I've heard
Gold
about.
Coast and up north Western Australia, they have places that are hurting because there are no tourists. But
For the
we
most
have
part,
iron-
you guys aren't dependent on tourism.
No, we've got iron ore, we've got mining, we've got agriculture, all sorts of stuff, manufacturing. So
I don't know what they. Go ahead.
not dependent like Thailand is a lot.
Yeah, and I said that before here. We're not really so much dependent on it here in Surin, like you would be in Pattaya or
Phuket.
Hua Hin or any other place, because we only have the Elephant Festival, that I know of. And I think that's coming up, actually. I think it's in November. I have to ask my wife. I didn't go last year. I'll go this year, and I'll get some video of it. But okay, you said this is right. Queensland, Washington. I can't. I know I'm missing some stuff here. Sorry, guys. Premiers are acting like spoiled brats. I don't know enough about Australia, but the only thing that I know about Australia is I met a bunch of good people from there. So that's my experience with Australia. You being one of them, Gary. But I don't think
I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Cobus.
what is COVID stuff?
Which what I said.
Oh, okay. I don't know either. I'm trying to follow it. I have better luck when I have my phone. Plus, I see it ahead of time when I'm on the YouTube deal. But I didn't charge my phones up since yesterday, so I'm going to try to go to the house today. I will try to get a video out on the house. I'd like to have the outside done, them starting on the cover, starting on leveling up the land. The fence is almost done. Gate's done. They need to do the man gate, but according to my guy, he can't do the man gate until they level off the property inside and do the concrete, so he knows where he's building, which
Oh,
I kind of understand.
Yeah, I
The,
kind of miss your regular shows, Dave.
My
You-
regular
you-
videos.
Yeah, you put out a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
shorts, but the short is over by the time I get it focused in.
You know, it's just been easy for me to do. I did want to do more, and I know I said it about. I did 2 or 3 live streams or whatever it was from Pattaya, and I kept saying I'm going to go. You know, I want to do the hotel and stuff, and I never did the flipping video. I went down, and they were so packed because I waited, procrastinating, of course. I waited till the last day, and that last day, my wife said, was a holiday. The King 5 had passed away on that day. The hotel was completely packed, and I didn't want to whip out my GoPro and start looking at the food. And I said, it's a great hotel. I was at the Garden View Seaview Hotel, 4-star hotel. The only thing that it does, the room was great. You saw the view. The view was great. They don't have Wi-Fi in the room. I don't think I've been in a hotel in 20 years that didn't have Wi-Fi in the room. And they put on my thing, Agoda, Wi-Fi, free breakfast. I called down there. Hey, you said you have Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, it's down here in the lobby. I go, well, that doesn't. No, you don't have it in the room. They said no. I said you might want to update your stuff and let people know, but they won't. But it wasn't that big of a deal. I was really surprised. All those live streams I did from my little iPhone 7 with the TOT card in it, and it worked pretty good. I did Richard's show with it, and I did all the live stream stuff with it. So I'm happy with that with that connection there, because once I do get to 1,000, the biggest thing that I want to check out is the being able to live stream straight through YouTube and see what the difference is, what it's like. I don't even know if I'm going to monetize it. My wife wants me to, but I said, well, I'm not going to make any money. I don't want any money, you know. So, but, you know, I don't think I'm going to monetize. But I'd like to, if I need to monetize to get some other stuff, I might do it. And some people are saying that they're going to run commercials on your deal no matter whether you're monetized or not. And I guess that used to be different. They'd only run the commercials on monetized videos. So I don't know. I'll let it go. But I want to try that stuff. And I'm hoping to do a live stream from the house right when we get done to walk everybody through it. Right now, if I had to guess at a number, I would say it's 90% done. So, you know, I have well, I'll go there today and see if they put in the glass. I feel bad because I told her to call the cousin that's doing the custom front door and glass, and have him put the doors in. So because my in-laws are going to be stubborn. They're not going to let me pay somebody to go stay in the house so that stuff don't get stolen. They'll go do it every night. They'll go. I know it. So I want to get the windows in, get the doors so where they can lock the place up at least a little bit, get one bathroom working, which shouldn't be a problem, and get the electrical working. Right now, I just have extension cord, although all the wiring is done. So let's see. Am I missing anything?
there's not all that much theft from building sites, Dave. When my place was built, there was all sorts of materials and stuff, tools, and they were just left alone.
Yeah, and it is too. My wife's concerned because I got a great deal, and I paid like 65,000 for these Samsung. They're the state of the art new whisper quiet, cool,
Air
all
conditioners.
copper. Yeah, all copper coils, everything. I liked it all. Of course, I got an air conditioning background, and I liked it. Mitsubishi would have been my choice one, but they did a show, and the only thing that these didn't have, they never hooked them up. They still had all the caps and everything on the refrigeration lines. They never been busted in. They were just displays. And the only thing they didn't have was the copper line sets. They gave me the remote controls, everything else. So these guys put it in. I had to buy it anyway. I got 5 air conditioners, 60, 75, 76, 77,000 baht for all the air conditioner. 24,000, a 2-ton, and 18,000 for my bedroom, and 12,000 BTUs for the spare bedroom, my in-laws' bedroom, and the 2 bedrooms upstairs. They did it in a day and a half. These guys are amazing. They did it, and they did a great job. I don't know how many people they had there, but we got called short notice that the brother was planning on putting the glass in. It would have been easier for them upstairs to put because I didn't want any of the condensers on the ground. I've only got 2 meters around the house, and I didn't want to take up any space. So everything's up high, above head, than the condensers. So they did all that, and the ones upstairs, it was easy for them to just walk out the window and step on the roof and put the condensers in. So anyway, that all went great. That all looks good. So if they are going to do that, I got to make sure my wife talks to the builder and says, get them a bathroom working, get the electrical and lights on, and get moving, basically. But you probably won't. It's just a Thai way. They don't like to ask anything. And I'm just the opposite. I'm trying to be in the middle, being polite, being cordial. You said you were going to do this 2 months ago. You think maybe we could get it done this week? Try to be nice. Where if I was my normal self, I would lose my cool and start screaming, and then I'd be in the doghouse for weeks. Did I miss anything? Looks like you guys are typing what's happening with Gary. I may have to do a dog and fly to Sydney to get to VKK as Mark. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mark today. I don't know if that's the same Mark, but anyway, I didn't see Mark today.
Oh, no, he's talking about Mark McGowan, the Premier of WA.
Oh, okay. Because you guys can actually leave, right? Australia, as long as you say like our Mark did, say, I'm not going to be back until after the pandemic's over. They let him go. I guess it all depends on what you're going to come here for. If you're coming here for a vacation, probably not from Australia. I wouldn't suggest that. But if you're coming here to retire or to spend 3 months or even a month, and you don't have to do in Australia, it's all going to be about what kind of hoops are they going to make you jump through if you decide to come home before the epidemic's over.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the hoops we've got to go through when we get back.
Yeah, they're going to say, you only have to quarantine for 2.5 months. Have a nice day in this room with no windows. I wouldn't do it either. Let's see. Did I understand you? You got all the AC equipment for $2,000 US. I don't know what it works out to USD. It was 60,000 baht I paid for it. If I would have bought them with the line set, basically, not taken out of the boxes and put on display for the show, that would have been about 130,000 baht. But I paid 60,000 for them. That was delivered from Bangkok by train to me. I picked them up in the truck, and then 17,000 to have them installed. That include the copper line set, the electrical, all the labor, everything. So, what is that? 77,200 to be exact. And I'm going to do a full breakdown. So, what is that USD? 77,000.
About 2.5.
2.5. 2,500. You couldn't have got one of those installed in the U.S. for 2,500. I guarantee you. I don't know how it is in Australia, but my brother does residential, and I know it would have been over $2,000 for one of them. Probably would have paid close to $2,000 for a Mitsubishi mini split in the U.S. What is Andy asking? Can leave after the 1st of November from Sydney so far. Yeah, but if they let you leave, they're going to let you back in, Andy.
Those rules federal rules are being relaxed, but the states still have overriding. So the state can override.
Gary, when I don't know who was talking about nursing homes. Was that you, Brock?
Yeah.
Who was talking? Okay. The only thing I know about them, because I had asked before, they have them here. And yes, yes, yes. If I was 80 years old, still had most of my faculties, didn't want to die in the US, which I don't, didn't have my wife here, was by myself. When I went down to, and I hope I say this right, Rahway, the end of Phuket, I went down there and spent in a 5-star hotel right on the beach when I was in Kamala. I did a bunch of traveling. And I was cruising around, and here's this big giant condo complex, brand new condos. You could buy plans in there for pay per month. You could buy with just breakfast. You could buy with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It came with a nurse that would come in and take your blood pressure, make sure you took your medications, whatever the case may be. There was a doctor always 24/7 on the premises. I don't remember the name, but if you look in that part of the country, you'll probably find it. And it wasn't bad. It was like 35,000 baht or something like that, and that was all your food. The nurses looking after you once a day. If something happened, there was a doctor there, or they could whisk you off to the hospital or whatever. And the rooms were like brand new condos. So because I looked at it, I'm not planning on going to one, but somebody that doesn't have family or whatever, doesn't want to stay in their home country, it's an option, Or if you're a couple, you can stay in a 1 or 2 bedroom there as a couple, and pop out. If you're collecting Social Security from the United States, and you're each getting 1,500, you got 3,000 baht or 3,000 US dollars. Hell, you could live there and still have money to do a little bit of traveling and stuff. So I don't know. You need to check into it, but I don't know about their, retirement homes, or, like we have the nursing homes and that kind of stuff in the States. They're kind of nasty. I was only in a couple, my grandma, when I was young, and they were nasty places. The place I saw anyway. Now my aunt went when it was there. Go ahead.
One nursing place I was talking about is in the back of Thumnan Saduak, which is the town not far from my place. My brother-in-law took us to visit this place. It's basically a dumping ground for the frail oldies that the families can't look after for whatever reason.
Right. And that's what's different. I don't know about how Australia is, but the U.S. anymore is like, would I expect my children to take care of me in my old age? Never going to happen. Not that they probably wouldn't try, or I wouldn't let them. But, here, my wife and her family will take care of me till I die. Not a doubt in my mind. And the way that they look at older people, wiser, this and that, my wife's taking care of her mom and dad. She does everything. So he's been 35 for a second.
Tip works in one of these aged care places, which is why she's a bit tired.
Does she?
Yeah, they're fairly depressing places.
Yeah, I bet. Because there's an older lady that because we still want to do our, thing where I won't video any of it or whatever, but we give away food and stuff like that. There's one older lady that's been going around her neighborhood where her mom's house is for 50 years. She never could remember back far enough that this lady wasn't going around on her bike with a little cart. Well, now she can't ride the bike. She's so old, so she pushes the cart. And my wife doesn't know, does she have a place to live? She's pretty sure she doesn't have any family. And if you don't have any family, it's tough. I've seen in the hospital a couple of times, a person will come in, and not even more than 9 times out of 10, they'll be with their, children, or somebody will bring them in and help them. And I'm talking elderly. But one person in there, she didn't have anybody with her, and the nurses were trying to help her. And do you have family? No. Do this, and it's tough. So, helping those kind of people is what my wife wants to do anyway. And it puts a smile on her face. So I'm going to let her do it.
We delivered some bags of rice and
stuff
they need desperately.
That was the one thing, like I said before, like when we did it for the workers over there, and we've done some other stuff, but like I said, I'm not going to videotape anymore. But um, my wife says, especially here in Surin or in Isan, they don't need rice. They need eggs. They need fish in a can. They need milk. They need this and that. So we didn't get any. Now I saw Johnny did a big one in Hua Hin. Johnny, something happening. Good guy. Anyway, he I don't know if you've seen his video, but I mean he had a ton of dough that he had collected from people, and they did a massive deal that really helped out a lot of people over there, and a lot of that was rice. But I think in Isan here, I'm going to say everybody around here has a family member or somebody that has rice on land here, and they give it to each other or whatever. They tend to take care of each other here in Thailand, man. It's not, hey, bacon and eggs, how you doing, man?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Fab 103 just posted the morning numbers. 8675 new cases, 9589 recoveries,
Perfect.
44 deaths.
That's way down too.
Active cases is now 100,000 even, plus 42.
Wow, the last time I looked at it was
like
117,000.
It looks like we're going to fall under 100,000 here, hopefully.
Yeah, because the last time I think I looked at it a couple days
good.
ago, it was 117,000 a couple days ago when I looked at it.
That's why I went on mute there for a second, because I was waiting for that. They usually post it about this time. So
I appreciate that.
That's that English language radio station in Pattaya.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Andy. My aunt, before she passed, went into one, and there's medium on the road to good and shitholes, and they cost a little bit of money, but she had the money. My uncle and her family took care of all that before she passed. She ended up going and staying with my cousin, and she took care of her until she passed, which is a big job. People. Okay, I don't think if I missed anything again, guys. What does bacon and eggs say? I'm a primary caregiver for my mother. Could never allow her to waste. Yeah, that's a great thing. My cousin, when I retired, I got to retire early at 50, and I retired early because my younger cousin of about 2 years got Lou Gehrig's disease and ALS, and I took care of him for pretty much 2 years, kind of. And then when it got tough, I told him, I really got a problem. I can't clean you. I can't feed you. I'm just, so I helped him get his van. I saw him go from perfectly, okay to nothing. And I got a guy from actually the Philippines that came in, and the care that this man gave my cousin was unbelievable at a reasonable rate. He ended up doing really well. He stayed in their home, and he started his own business. I guess there's a lot of Filipinos that are caregivers and damn good at it. So don't know for sure. I know this guy was. But what did I miss anything?
Right.
That was dirty.
I think we need to move on to more pleasant things.
Yeah, what do we want to talk about? Anybody getting any operations or gallbladders removed?
No, my gallbladder went long ago.
Yeah, anyway, it's been an hour and a half anyway. I was going to do it now.
The hand's working well.
Well, that's good. My knees are still junk, so hopefully I'm going to do that. Hey, Baldy, how you doing? Figures you're coming in right when I'm going to end this thing. But good to see you. Thank you for joining us. But anyway, it was a good stream. I'm going to end it, I think, here. I think an hour and a half is more than anybody wants to see my face.
Sounds good. I got to leave anyway. My friend in Karate is trying to get in touch with me. So,
all right. Thanks for coming on, Bill. We'll see you in the next one.
Okay.
See you next time, Bill.
Yep.
Bye. Oh, where's Brock? There's Brock. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna end it. Baldy, thanks for coming by. Andy, Randy, dirty old man. Who else is here? Al's still here. How you doing? Lost in Australia, thanks for coming by. Yep, I'm glad to see you, Bacon and Eggs, and whoever else, if I missed anybody. Randy E. I will see you all on the next one. Have a good one, and catch you